She over here purring crazy. Little shady. Get down to the bed. It's little Sagey. All right, guys, we could jump back into reading. I did find my dog, so that's the update. Got my cat up here, we chilling. So we gonna jump back into chapter 10. I thought I didn't read chapter 8, but I did. I just didn't post it in the correct order, so I gotta post it, and then, but it's all good. Sage, I kind of need the space, girl. Excuse me, lady. Excuse me. Excuse me. This way, baby. This way. This way. All right. Let's find our place again. We are on chapter 10, terrain. It starts off, some terrain is easily passable, and some you get hung up. Some makes for a standoff, some is narrow, some is steep, some is wide open. When both sides can come and go, the terrain is said to be easily passable. When the terrain is easily passable, take up your position first, choosing the high and sunny side, convenient to supply routes for advantage in battle. When you can go, but have a hard time getting back, you are said to be hung up. On this type of terrain, if the opponent is unprepared, you will prevail if you go forth. But if the enemy is prepared, you will go forth and do not prevail. If you go forth and do not prevail, you will have a hard time getting back to your disadvantage. When it is disadvantageous for either side to go forth, it is called standoff terrain. You hear her down there? On standoff terrain, even though the opponent offers you an advantage, you do not go for it. You withdraw, inducing the enemy half out, and then you attack to your advantage. On narrow terrain, if you are there first, you should fill it up to await the opponent. If the opponent is there first, do not pursue. If the opponent fills the narrows, pursue if the opponent does not fill the narrows. On steep terrain, if you are there first, you should occupy the high and sunny side to await the opponent. If the opponent is there first, withdraw from there and do not pursue. On wide open terrain, the force of momentum is equalized, and it is hard to make a challenge. Disadvantageous to fight. Understanding these 6 kinds of terrain is the highest responsibility of the general, and it is imperative to examine them. These are the configurations of terrain. Generals who do not know them lose. So among military forces, there are those who rush. What is she tearing up? Girl. It's all good, bro. So among military forces, there are those who rush, those who tarry, those who fall, those who crumble, those who riot, and those who get beaten. These are not natural disasters, but faults of the generals. Those who have equal momentum, but strike 10 with one, are in a rush. Those whose soldiers are strong, but whose officers are weak, tarry. Those whose officers are strong, but whose soldiers are weak, fall. When colonels are angry and obstreperous and fight on their own out of spite when they meet opponents, and the generals do not know their abilities, they crumble. She's crumbling some shit down there, messing up my dresser. Generally speaking, the entire military leadership has to be of one mind. All of the military forces have to cooperate in order to be able to defeat opponents. Defeat opponents. Jesus. When the generals are weak and lack authority, instructions are not clear. Officers and soldiers lack consistency, and they form battle lines every which way. This is riot. When the generals cannot assess opponents, clash with much greater numbers or more powerful forces, and do not sort out the levels of skill among their own troops, these are the ones who get beaten. If you employ soldiers without sorting out the skilled and unskilled, the brave and the timid, you are bringing defeat on yourself. These six are ways to defeat. Understanding this is the ultimate responsibility of the generals. They must be examined. Commentary. First is not assessing numbers. Second is lack of a clear system of punishments and rewards. Third is failure in training. Fourth is irrational overexcitement. Irrational overexcitement. Fifth is ineffectiveness of law and order. And sixth is failure to choose the strong and resolute. The contour of the land is an aid to an army.
Yo, Sage, what are you doing, bro? Girl, what? I'm about to knock my tea over. Get your little head. Get up, get back. She about to flip everything out, bro. She just bored. She just want to play. I ain't mad at her. The contour of the land is an aid to an army, sizing up opponents to determine victory. Assessing dangers and distances is the proper course of action for military leaders. Those who do battle knowing these will win. Those who do battle without knowing these will lose. Therefore, when the laws of war indicate certain victory, it is surely appropriate to do battle, even if the government says there is to be no battle. If the laws of war do not indicate victory, it is appropriate not to do battle, even if the government orders war. Thus, one advances without seeking glory, retreats without avoiding blame, only protecting people to the benefit of the government as well, thus rendering valuable service to the nation. Commentary. Advancing and retreating, contrary to government orders, is not done for personal interest, but only to safeguard the lives of the people and accord with the true benefit of the government. Such loyal employees are valuable to a nation. Look upon your soldiers as you do infants, and they willingly go into deep valleys with you. Look upon your soldiers as beloved children, and they willingly die with you. If you are so come on, bro. If you are so nice to them that you cannot employ them, so kind to them that you cannot command them, so casual with them that you cannot establish order, they are like spoiled children, useless. Damn. If you are so nice to them that you cannot employ them, so kind to them that you cannot command them, and so casual with them that you cannot establish order, they are like spoiled children, useless. Reward should not be used alone. Punishment should not be relied on in isolation. Otherwise, like spoiled children, people will become accustomed to either enjoying or resenting everything. This is harmful and renders them useless. If you know your soldiers are capable of striking, but do not know whether the enemy is invulnerable to strike, you have half a chance of winning. If you know the enemy is vulnerable to a strike, but do not know if your soldiers are incapable of making such a strike, you have half a chance of winning. If you know the enemy is vulnerable to a strike and know your soldiers can make the strike, but do not know if the lay of the land makes it unsuitable for battle, you have half a chance of winning. Therefore, those who know martial arts do not wonder when they move and do not become exhausted when they rise up. So it is said that when you know yourself and others, victory is not in danger. When you know sky and earth, victory is inexhaustible. Damn. When you know yourself and others, victory is not in danger. Victory is not in danger. So it's like you already have it and it's not in danger. Commentary. When you know when you know what is to others' advantage and you know what is to your advantage, when you know what is to others' advantage and you know what is to your advantage, you are not in danger. When you know the season and the terrain, you do not come to an impasse. Man, I like that. So this chapter is really about vetting out your terrain, where you're going to be going, the configuration of terrain, and how that chances you and sets you up for victory. This is clean, bro. I think we about to run through, and I think we might be able to clip this book. So I'm gonna rip this, post it, and we're gonna jump to the next chapter. Next chapter is chapter 11, 9 grounds. So let's get a cool little thumbnail for this one. No, it's fine. All right, I'll catch y'all next one.